Hi there. I think the last time we spoke, I'd just been working on the door and getting it to shut properly, and it's all polished up and door shuts a treat. I'd started to do the rear quarter and then stopped to get on with some polishing. Now I'm back on the flatting. I've been flatting this panel, 2 stages of flatting, 2 stages of flatting on this, but the boot lid, I was a bit overzealous with the paint and got quite a lot of deep orange peel, but I knew that I was going to flat it back, so it doesn't matter. So I've started flatting it. This is going to have 3 stages of flatting, and I'm starting off with 1200 grit to knock down the orange peel, and then it'll have probably 2000 grit, then 2.5. I don't know whether I'll 3000 it after. I shouldn't think I will. Don't think I'll need to. But I've been on it all day so far. It's not completed. I'm just finishing off just this corner now of the first stages of flatting, and then I've got to go over it another twice, so it's quite a lengthy job. But if you want the finish, you know, at the end of the day, it's the work you've got to put in gives you the finish. So it's looking very much like I'll be on this for the rest of the week. The Range Rover I was supposed to have in is still being repaired, and having nothing else to actually polish this week, I thought I'd get back on and get some of this done. It's moving along nicely. Obviously it's slow because I keep stopping to do other jobs, but you know, I'm not going to rush this. You know, it's got to look proper when it's finished. You know, it's my last ever restoration, and I suppose it's the last chance I'll have to shine, so you know, I want to make sure it's right, as I do with all my jobs. So that's a bit of an update on this W113, and I'll crack on, get more flatted. I've got to flat this section of the rear quarter as well, and then move on to the back panel. So, but I think I'll be on the boot lid the rest of the day and most of tomorrow to get it how I want it before I polish it. So I'll update it when I get there, I suppose. Anyway, just thought I'd put some on that you could see rather than show nothing. So there we have it, and I'll see you soon. And everybody, thanks for watching. Do appreciate it. See you later. Hi. Moving on with the Pagoda. I've flatted this side. I've flatted the boot, and I'm still not happy. And I think that's going to get another coat of paint. I'm going to block it down till it's flat. There's a lot of deep imperfections in the paint, and I'm going to end up breaking through anyway, so I think I'm going to block it down. The bonnet's got to be painted anyway, so I'll have them done together, and well, I'll probably paint it myself. And so I flatted that. I've come round this side and I've just finished flatting this top of this rear quarter and this rear back panel, and I've just touched it with the polisher to make sure there's no deep scratches left in. I've just gone over this area again. It's down to 3000 grit now, so it feels really smooth. and I'm going to polish the top of the quarter, make sure that looks okay, and match it to the door, which, as you can see, that's why I polished that, to make sure that the flatting was down to the same level. So I'm going to crack on and polish this top of this wing, and let's see how it comes out. It's always nice to stop the flatting and do a bit of polishing. Breaks the monotony up of flatting all the time. You can see that I've protected all the edges with tape, especially this edge that goes down here, because I've flatted deep into that line and there's going to be flatting marks to get out. So I've taped it off to try and protect myself a bit. Have to do what you preach sometimes, even though we all think we're that good that we can do it without, and I do a lot of the time. But this has had a lot of flatting on this quarter, so I'm going to have a go, polish it, see what it looks like, and I'll show you when I finish polishing. Well, considering this is a first stage cut, the rear quarter looks, well, the top of the rear quarter looks lovely. It's come up well. I'm going to move on flatting the lower half of the panel now, and get that done. I've endeavoured to match the light coming from across the door. I've still got the lower half of this door to flat as well, so I'm going to get on with this now. But very pleased with how that's looking. It's a difficult colour to show the gloss levels of unless you see it in the flesh, but considering that's the first stage cut, it looks really glossy, and I've still got 2 stages left to do. But I'll do the second stage when I've done the lower half of the wing and cut that back, and then when the car's built I'll do the last stage. But yeah, things are looking good. Right, I'll see you on the next bit. Right, I've just finished flatting the lower half of the rear quarter, and that's took about an hour and a half to get it that flat, and it's ready to polish. And then I'm going to flat the door. I think I'll flat the door before I start polishing the rear quarter, but that'll be a job for tomorrow. So it's coming along, just everything takes a bit longer than you think it does, but it'll be lovely when it's done. I'm gonna, as soon as my brother comes one of the Saturdays, I'm gonna get the windscreen in, and then I can start building the interior. Right then, we'll crack on with this tomorrow. As you can see, I'm starting the cutting process after flatting the door and rear quarter, and I thought I'd try and show what it's like after the first cut. Now, I'm having a bit of difficulty in trying to show you exactly, but as you can see, we've got no flatting lines, but because we're using a really hard pad and coarse compound, it's leaving these marks that are caused, well, actually these are swirl marks from the pad, but we can see that we've got the flatting marks out, and it's only left the marks from the polishing machine, which means that all we've got to do is refine the marks that the mop's left and not the flatting marks, which as you can see when you get to here, the part that I haven't quite got to, you can clearly see the random flatting marks, and now we've got these little swirls off the pad. So that's after the first cut of the 3 stages that it's going to have. It's going to have more than one set of cutting. It takes quite a while to get the sanding marks out, and that leaves it at this stage. And then once I've finished the area, I'll move on to a second stage, which will refine these little marks out and hopefully end up pretty much like that. It'll be clearer than that when it gets its third stages of polish, but we're getting there slowly. It's been a lot of work flatting it, but that's all part and parcel of getting the job how you want it. Right then, I'm going to crack on. Well, after spending a whole day flatting and polishing the door, these are the results. It's really difficult to show this colour. And the next panel is the rear quarter. Now what I've had to do is, where I flatted it the first time, I'll give it a cut to see how the light matches across the door, and then I've had to flat the door some more until I could get a really good match with the light reflection. So it's had a lot of flatting, you know, probably 4 or 5 stages of flatting to get it to the same level. If I'd have over flatted the door, I'd have had to flat some more on the wing, but as it is, I've got that as good as it gets. So it's coming on. Right, I'll move on to the quarter now. Well, it's now Saturday afternoon. I've been in this morning and started on the rear quarter. I'd like to say I'm nearly finished it, but there's still an hour or so, maybe more, work to do on it. But the side is now looking quite lovely. And considering it's going to have more polishing once I've built the car, it should look really nice when it's done. So that's this week's work. I've now got some polishing to do. So this is going to go on the back burner for a bit. But so far, it's been a good week. Right, I'll see you soon.